How long does it take an average person to learn Spanish? It takes around 24 weeks or 600 class hours. 600, 24 weeks. It's like... Now with Spanish, I'm like, I feel so stupid. It's kind of like demotivating of how difficult it is to learn a new language. Like, I'm so used to talking English. A lot of times people say, oh, your English is really good. And I'm like, oh, thank you. So I'm used to speaking a different language very good. And now with Spanish, I'm like, I feel so stupid. And of course it's not stupid, but I don't know, I feel I just want to know it, you know? And it's really overwhelming of how many words there actually are. How am I ever going to learn all of these words? Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to talk about how to start learning a language and the things that I've done with learning Spanish. But these tips are not only for Spanish, these tips are kind of, I think, for every common language. I just did it with Spanish, but you can do it, for example, with German or I don't know, English even as well, I think. I'm still in my room in Norway. We don't have much daylight here, so I'm filming in the dark. But it's kind of a Christmas atmosphere right now with the lights, so we like it. I even burned some candles. Perfect!
Yay!
Let's start with my number one tip. And I think this is a very common thing that everyone knows, but download the right apps. And the apps that I've used are the first one, Duolingo. And I know with Duolingo, people like it, people love it, but there are also a lot of people who hate it. But actually, I don't know, there has been a new update, and now with the new update, I don't like it as much anymore as I did before. But because you can keep up your streak, it is kind of a motivation to do every day a little bit of Spanish. And I think if you don't have this encouragement of a streak, then you're like, oh, I will do it tomorrow. But now I'm keeping up my streak and I think I'm almost at 100 days.
Yay!
And now, like, I cannot lose my streak, you know? I need to do every day a little bit of Spanish for my streak. And then I'm also like, oh, let's look this up, let's look that up. So this is, for me, at least a very good motivation, and I would definitely encourage everyone to use an app like that. And for me, I don't know, Duolingo is really helpful actually. And my second app is Language Transfer, and I will put a picture here. And Language Transfer is, for me, I think the number one app that has helped me with learning Spanish. I haven't finished it yet, but I think I'm almost halfway. And this is actually an amazing concept. It's completely free, ad-free as well. And they have, I don't know, like 10 languages, but they have, I think, French, Spanish, German, but also Greek, and I think Turkish, Arabic, and Swahili. So also more unknown languages. For the Spanish version, there are 90 lessons. And every lesson is like 10 minutes or something, and you're not supposed to write anything down or to do anything in between. You just need to listen and participate in your own, like in your own time, just by listening and pausing the whole time. So it's a teacher and a student, and the teacher is explaining things to the student, and then he's asking also like questions, and then you need to pause it, and then when you pause it, you answer the question for yourself, and then you unpause it, and the student reacts. And then sometimes the student is wrong, and then he corrects the student. And this way, it's such a good way of learning and so nice because you don't have to do all kinds of exercises. And his strategy of learning a language is also very different. So he doesn't start with the basics like me, like I, you, or other basic stuff, 1, 2, 3, or the days of the week. He's really learning by trying to understand how a language is built. Confiscar. Voy confiscarlo. I am going to examine it. Voy a examine. examination, examinar lo. Voy a examinarlo. And trying to understand out of yourself. It's so difficult to explain. I would say check it out for yourself. It's free. It's very easy. Just listen and see if you like it. But for me, it's like free classes of Spanish. It's absolutely amazing. And I would definitely recommend everyone to follow this app, Language Transfer. It's amazing. It's really amazing. Okay, so the third app that I'm actually really excited about is Reverso. You know, I think it's the same as Google Translate. You also have Reverso Translate, but Reverso has an app as well. And if you type in some words, you immediately get a sentence where the word is used as well, which is absolutely amazing. So you kind of get a context of the word instead of just a translation. So I think from my phone now, maybe Reverso is the most opened and used app. I open it so much on a daily basis just to check it out and then seeing some sentences, and then it continues the whole day. And the fourth app that I find really helpful sometimes is HelloTalk. And here you can make like friends and you can call from people from all over the world, but also just texting. I am not on the point of calling yet. With someone who speaks your learning language, and that person wants to learn your native language, kind of. So it's an exchange. So they help you with your language, but you help them with the language they want to learn. And it's also a really good way to get in contact with some people and just chat about random stuff and learn new vocabulary and all of that good stuff. Those are the 4 apps that I really find helpful to start learning a language with. So that's my number 1 tip for the apps.
Yay!
And my second tip is to find something you really, really love. For example, for me, it's I love Latin music and I love the rhythm and just everything. So I have a few favorite songs and I translated them into English, tried to translate them myself, but of course I am not able to do it that way. But I learned actually a lot of new vocabulary by translating the whole lyrics and then seeing what it means in English. And I also sometimes put it in like an Excel sheet so I can remember by just typing. And then I also have the Excel sheet on my phone so I can always open it and add new good stuff or just look through the tabs again. So for me, it's really to convert lyrics from Spanish to English, and this way you're building up so much new vocabulary, and it's in combination with the songs that you love. So when the songs come on, I'm like, I know this. That's my second tip. So something you love, and I love Spanish music, so convert Spanish music, I would say.
Yay!
And the third one, I think is also very known, of course, but follow Spanish YouTubers. And if you're using a lot of TikTok or Instagram, follow Spanish Instagrammers or follow Spanish TikTokers. There are so many and they're just explaining, and every time you open the app, you can learn something new just by being on social media. And also, if you're watching Netflix, watch a Spanish series. Or what I do often is, if the series is not in Spanish, but if the series is in English or the movie is in English, I put on Spanish subtitles. So here and there I can learn new vocabulary or just by reading. Or I think it helps a little bit. It's better than not doing it.
Yay!
And the fourth tip that I've done is putting my phone and my laptop in Spanish language instead of Dutch. Yeah. This way you kind of find new vocabulary as well, and also new verbs, because kind of everything you do on your phone is automatic because you use it that often. And when it's translated in Spanish, you're like, that's what that means, and that's what that means. And sometimes you don't know what it means, and then you have to look it up. So I think that's also a really good tip. Just switch it to your learning language instead of your native language.
Yay!
And now we're going to the fifth and the last tip. Is also really helpful for me, actually. Just give yourself some time, give yourself some love, give yourself some encouragement, give yourself some motivation. It doesn't have to be in a month. It's, I think, a long life journey, and I think in my native language I probably don't even know all of the words that exist. In English there are a lot of words that I don't know, and I've been using English from like a young age, of course. So I shouldn't put too much pressure on myself to just learn the language in a month or 2 months or even a year. I know when it's just, I think the most important thing is consistency. So if you practice every day or most days of the week, even if it's just 5 minutes, or even if it's just your phone who's teaching you a new word because you switched it on to Spanish, everything helps. So no, I'm not going to put too much pressure on yourself, and I think everyone who's learning a language, of course a little pressure is good, but just as you saw in the beginning of this video, don't get demotivated. The most important thing is just to keep up with it, even though it's hard work, but it's also fun. Like, you can make games with it, you can talk to people, you can, I don't know, play games online. So just give yourself some love, give yourself some time, don't push it too much, don't give up, just continue. And I think one day, I'm sure one day I will be able to speak Spanish. I will say it like this, I know I will be able to speak Spanish even though it's not so good right now. I know in the future I will, and the most important thing is that I just continue with it, and everyone who is learning a new language is continuing with this. I think that's maybe the most important tip of the day. Keep consistent learning going on. Is that a good English word? The most important thing is to be consistent. Yes. Sometimes it's difficult to speak English, so I shouldn't push myself too hard in I need to be able to speak Spanish. Yes. I think that's the video for today. Let me know if you have other tips. These tips are really for, of course, beginners. And I think if you're intermediate, there will be other tips. Hopefully, in a few months, I can make a video about intermediate Spanish learning tips. But for now, for me, it's still the beginner phase. So yeah, let me know if you like this video. If you are learning a language, please drop in the comments if you're learning, which language maybe you want to learn. If you tried out, for example, language transfer, what do you think of language transfer? I absolutely love it. And I would say good luck with learning your language. We can do it. We can stay motivated together. Yes, because it feels amazing to learn something new that you're really passionate about. So I would say 2023, let's all learn a new language.